Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madhava Mohan, Shri Shri Lakshmi Singh. Dave, if you so desire, please empower us in this initiation meeting. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's lovely to see you both.
It's so lovely to see you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for this opportunity that we can make it this way.
Thank you very much for your perseverance and your sincere devotional endeavors. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Vinitam Nina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Go Premanande, Hare Hare Bo. Well, Bhakti Dennis, Bhakti and Corinna, we are very happy today to have joined together with you through this medium where you can accept your vows and give you the Harinam initiation. So first I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of the Harinam initiation. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was leaving Vrindavan with his entourage, which was just a few devotees, he had in ecstasy fainted, and his devotees were around him when some soldiers came up on horseback. They were Pathan Muslims. And when they viewed the scene, they had the opinion that these people had drugged this traveling sannyasi and they were trying to steal his valuables. And when they accused them of this crime, they vehemently objected, of course, but the soldiers continued. One of the devotees there said, I have soldiers behind me on that hill, and if I call for them, they'll come and attack you right away. And during their conversation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to his external senses. As sometimes he would faint when chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, and then he would come back into the presence of his devotees consciously, and at that time he got up and he chanted loudly, Haribo. And when he saw that the soldiers were present and he noticed the scene, he began speaking to the Pathan Muslim soldiers. One of them was named Bajuli Khan. And there were several there that were very sincere and open-minded, and they began to discuss about the presence of God in the Quran. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave evidence of how the Quran actually points to a person, not an impersonal force. God is a person. And the more that they heard from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and stood in his presence, the more their hearts changed. And several of the Muslim soldiers right there on the side of the hill surrendered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he gave them names. In the purport, Prabhupada mentions that this is the necessary step for entering into bhakti, is receiving a Vaishnava name, changing one's name. We all receive some name when we're born in this world, but then as a heart-to-heart connection to Krishna, the Guru, Sri Guru Parampara, one accepts the name Das or Dasi, preceded by one of the beautiful names of Krishna. And furthermore, Prabhupada mentions in the purport that this is the prerogative of the devotees of the Krishna consciousness movement to go anywhere and to pass on the good fortune that they've received by entering into the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and consecrating it, solemnizing it through initiation, by accepting vows, accepting a representative in that Guru Parampara as one's personal guide. And Srila Prabhupada, even before he came to America, he had initiated disciples in India, or at least one. Others he had invited to come in, but not until he came to America did sincere souls come forward. Some people had thought that one had to be of a certain stature or from a certain culture or be a brahmana to receive initiation. But the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam mentions that those who are chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa are at such a high level because the holy name is the pinnacle of all Vedic knowledge. Aho bata śva-paco garīyān yaj-jihvāgre vartate nāma tubhyam Tepus tapas juhuvuḥ āryā. It says, Devahūtī says, Aho bata śva-paco garīyān. Oh, how wonderful it is. Yaj-jihvāgre vartate nāma tubhyam Tepus tapas juhuvuḥ āryā brahmānūcur nāma gṛṇanti. That those who have somehow or other come to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, and even if it's a little bit, with the tip of their tongue, they just say Hare Kṛṣṇa once. So these people, you should understand, to have already graduated, because there are levels of education. For instance, one has to go through to come to become a lawyer, an attorney, but to speak of then after that, to become a judge. You know that if somebody's a judge, he or she has gone through law school. And that's why that person is sitting behind the bench giving verdicts. And in a similar way, Devahūtī is saying, if someone can say Hare Kṛṣṇa, they have to be counted amongst those who somehow or other have come to this high level of connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead through his holy name. And if someone can chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and does so with sincerity, it's also known that that person has superseded the level of Brahmanism. So accepting the holy name as one's life and soul and one's main meditation is the recommendation of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. At the outset of Bhagavatam, in the first canto, first chapter, it is said, Apanasam sritim gauranya nāma vivasho gṛṇanti tata sadya vimuccheta yabhipeti swayam vayam. That there's no difference at all between Krishna and his holy name. And therefore, anyone can take advantage of the association of Krishna and can get protection from him just by saying Hare Kṛṣṇa, because Krishna is personally present.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
And near the end of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it said that at the end of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it said that the essence of everything is the chanting of Hare, the Lord's holy names. Shukadeva Goswami, when he begins to speak to Parikshit Maharaj, who's come to him in a dire circumstance, he has 7 days to live, and what should he do? He says, Etan nirvidyamananam ichatam akatobhayam yoginam nripanirnitam harināmanukirtanam. That the doubtless and fearless way of success for all, whether one be a king, etan nirvidyamananam ichatam, yoginam, one might be a yogi, yoginam nripanirnitam, one might be common person, a king, a yogi, whatever situation one's body is in, whatever karma has brought one to a particular place. This is the appropriate means, he says, the chanting of the holy names. And he uses the word nirnitam. Nirnitam means it's already been decided by the great authorities. He's assuring Parikshit Maharaj, don't worry. He says this is the doubtless and fearless way of success for all, to take the holy name as one's life and soul, as the prescribed method for worshiping Krishna, for serving Krishna, for being in contact with Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself had taken initiation from Srila Ishvarapuri. In his youth, he was a brilliant scholar, albeit puffed up with his learnings. But after he met Srila Ishvarapuri at Gaya, he had gone there to perform the Shraddha ceremony for his father. And he had received the holy name from Srila Ishvarapuri and began chanting with a vow. He came back to his guru later and asked him if he had received the right mantra, because he told his guru that whenever I chant this mantra, I fall to pieces. Emotionally, I cry, I dance, I laugh. Sometimes I fall on the ground. As spiritual master said, this is very good, very good, very good. And then Srila Ishvarapuri quoted a verse from the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and said, this verse is the essence of all the meaning of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Evam vrata swa priya nāma kirtya jatana rago druta uchar asatyato rautiti rauti gayati unmadavam nrititi lokabhayaha. That when one takes a vow to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, evam vrata means vow. It's the same word in Sanskrit, vrat and vow, and vote, and devotee. Devotee means one who votes for Krishna in the election. Evam vrata swa priya nāma kirtya. There's a way that after taking the vow and chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa seriously, then a particular name of Krishna becomes extremely dear to the devotee. The names of Krishna become his life and soul. And then as the person continues to chant, druta chitta means the heart becomes soft, so soft that it's melting. And during this process, then one begins to experience the mellows, means the relationship one has with Krishna within one's heart. And this makes the person appear as if crazy. The kind of crazy person you might see on the street talking to himself, then yelling, screaming, crying, falling on the ground. And lokabhayaha, person doesn't even notice the outside world. because he's so absorbed. And Srila Ishvara Puri quoted this verse saying, this is the result of chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa. On the other hand, Shukadeva also speaks about how some, they may chant, but then no symptoms come because they're holding on to something internally. And he describes that the person who chants and remains attached to the material world they may be called steel-hearted, or their hearts may be called steel-framed, because they won't melt. And therefore, although they're chanting, ecstasy should come, but it doesn't. So there's a way in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then gives the remedy so that one may advance in Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada describes in one of his letters he wrote to a devotee that the chanting of the holy names, Krishna's holy name, has an equal effect on everyone, just like the sun. The sun is available to everyone. But if we go inside our house and close all the windows and the shades, then we won't get the good effects of the sun. And so similarly said, everyone can become a great devotee by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, provided he or she avoids the 10 offenses. And he said, did Srila Prabhupada, that one's free from the 10 offenses, then the full effects of the holy name will manifest in one's life. Therefore, Prabhupada used to recite the 10 offenses whenever you give it Harinam initiation. The first offense, blaspheme the devotees have dedicated their lives chanting the holy name. Second offense is consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. Third offense is disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth offense is the blaspheming Vedic literatures or literatures in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth offense is to consider glories of chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa of imagination. Sixth offense is to give some mundane interpretation on the holy name. Seventh offense is to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. Eighth offense is to consider the chanting of Hare Kṛṣṇa being one of the ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas as fruit of activities or karma kanda. Ninth offense is to offer the holy name and preach the glories of the holy name to faithless persons. And the 10th offense is to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on the matter of chanting. And it's also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. So we amend our lifestyle so that we can come to this point of chanting without offenses. That includes the 4 regulative principles, which are uncommon in the world these days. Most people thrive, or they think they're thriving materially. They endeavor to embrace the 4 sinful activities that are everywhere in the world. In fact, we were just going through several airports and we notice whenever we come through, we have to walk through the duty-free shops. They have them strategically located, so as soon as you get off the plane, you have to walk through them. They have whiskey, they have cigarettes, perfume, and chocolate. That's it. And they put that forward in a so-called civilized society that this is desirable. You can get a discount on these and your life somehow or other will be better. But we've been saved from that because Prabhupada gave us these 4 regulative principles to follow, to save us from unlimited distraction. Because of the 4 regulative principles, it's quite natural for every living being to want to engage in them. as the senses come with their default mode as soon as we're born into the world, and they're attracted to various objects. But by following four regulative principles, raga dvesha vimuktaistu vishan indriyaish charan atma bhasher videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. If one is careful to follow these four regulative principles, then Krishna says that these become the regulative principles of freedom, frees us from the obligation of having to be attached to the temporary world. And meanwhile, as we're chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa and following the four regulative principles, the holy name will act like fire on dry wood. Prabhupada said, if you try to light a fire and you keep pouring water on it, it takes a long time for it to ignite. But if you dry it out and you chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, or you dry it out and then you light the fire, it'll light very quickly. Similarly, by following four regular principles and chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, then very quickly that fire of the holy name will ignite in our heart and it will melt our heart. And this is the simple process, the direct process. In the Kali Yuga, there seems to be a huge disadvantage, but Karabhajan Muni says in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Kalim sabhajayant āryā gunagya sarabhagina yatra sankirtani naiva sarvaswarto bilabhyate. There's a huge advantage in Kali Yuga, and that is Kalim sabhajayant gunagya, people who know what's what. Sarabhagina, they know the essence of everything. Yatra sankirtani naiva sarvaswarto bilabhyate. All purposes, all genuine spiritual desires are fulfilled by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa in the age of Kali Yuga. Shukadeva, near the end of the Bhagavatam, declares, Kalir dosha nidhedadan asti heku mahan guna kirtanadeva krishnasya muktasanga param vrajayat. Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, like a big ocean. What's its substance? It's faults. Kalir dosha nidhedadan. O king, Kali Yuga is a veritable ocean of faults. He said, but there's one great quality, and that is simply by chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, one can cross this ocean, one can attain the perfection of life. So you, Dennis and Karuna, we've observed your tenacity, and it's very heartfelt for us that you're here today, looking so bright and with such sincere purpose, that you two have been working together and helping one another to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa, to read Prabhupada's books, to be good devotees. And our hearts really go out to you. And it's a very special event for us to be connected to you today through this initiation process. And so what Prabhupada used to do is he would invite those who were to be initiated to come before him. And then he would ask them to make their vows, say the four regulative principles that you'll follow, and then also make a vow to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa at least 16 rounds every day. That's an amazing number. You have to be empowered to do that. It requires a determination that most people in the world don't have. But if you can follow the instruction coming down through the Guru Parampara and embrace it as your life's goal, no matter whatever else is going on in your life, then you'll be successful in this very lifetime because of having followed the footsteps of the great acharyas, having taken the advice of Shukadeva Goswami, but to speak of the exact prescription given by our acharya, Srila Prabhupada. So we congratulate you both for taking this step. It's the biggest step any living entity can take in this world of birth and death, to go back home, back to Godhead. So I'd like to ask each one of you in succession, starting with Bhakti Dennis, to make your vows. And our arrangement will be that we have your beads that we'll send to you. I've duly chanted on your beads yesterday, and we will put them in a package and get them to you as quickly as possible. Normally, I would hand them to you just after you make your vow and when I tell you your name. And as far as your names, I'll tell you now after you take your vows. And then we have certificates for you with your names on them and a proof of purchase that you've accepted first initiation. And we'll send those along with the beads so you receive them in the post as soon as possible.
Thank you.
And so, Bhakti Dennis, would you please tell us your vows?
I vow to follow the four regulative principles, which are no meat eating or fish eating or egg eating, no intoxication, no gambling, or no illicit sex. And I vow to chant every day 16 rounds.
Thank you very much.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
You could hear the demigods playing kettle drums from that.
Can I follow?
No, one second.
Okay.
I still have to give Bhakti Dennis his name. It's just coming. Bhakti Dennis, following the eternal principle of parampara, taking Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's order to expand the Sankirtan movement as my life and soul, and depending on their mercy, the mercy of the previous acharyas, and all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are like desire trees, I'm exceedingly pleased to accept you as my disciple, and therefore a grand disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a member of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. May all the previous acharyas and the ocean of mercy, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shower you with their grace. Your name appears in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, in the third canto, a very famous Vaishnava name. I hereby joyfully award you the name Dhruva Das. Hare Kṛṣṇa. His Grace Dhruva Das Prabhu Ki
Jai.
Jai. Hare Kṛṣṇa. And now, Bhakti and Karuna, please tell us your vows.
I vow to follow the four regulative principles, which are no meat, fish, and egg eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. And I vow to chant at least 16 rounds daily.
Thank you very much. Following the eternal principle of parampara, taking Srila Prabhupada's and Lord Chaitanya's order to expand the Sankirtan movement as my life and soul, and depending on their mercy, the mercy of the previous acharyas, and all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are like desire trees, I'm exceedingly pleased to accept you as my disciple, and therefore a grand disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and a member of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. May all the previous acharyas and the ocean of mercy, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, shower you with their grace. Bhakti and Karuna, your name is one of the names of one of Krishna's favorite places in the world, favorite devotees who's known all over the universe. I very joyfully award you the name Kalindi Atipriya Devi Dasi. Your name refers to one who is very dear to Kalindi. Priya means dear and Atipriya means very dear. So Kalindi at Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is mentioned. Narada Muni instructed, my dear boy, in the waters of the Jamuna River, which is known as Kalindi, you should take 3 baths daily because the water is very auspicious, sacred and clear. After bathing, you should perform the necessary regulative principles for Ashtanga Yoga and then sit down on your asana in a calm, quiet position. And to both of you, may Lord Chaitanya empower you to spread the Sankirtan movement all over the world, to keep the transcendental vibration going always, and to be a kind friend to all living beings. Please make it your mission in life to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and avoid the 10 offenses. Always be attentive when you're chanting. Please also make a systematic study of Srila Prabhupada's books. Stay close to that vibration because Prabhupada has invested all his potencies in his writings. And please always avoid those who are critical of Vaishnavas. Of course, criticism is sometimes necessary when it's done in order to improve a situation. But it's best to avoid hearing blasphemy of devotees and what to speak of participating in it. I give you permission to opt out of that aspect of the world and just be satisfied by being simply engaged in devotional service and grateful for those who are chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, no matter what their situation may be in the world. I congratulate you both for taking this so seriously. It's amazing how we've developed this relationship over time through the Zoom, and how this might have happened in another era to have such a relationship. But I feel like I've come to know you both, your personalities, and definitely your determination. And it's a very happy day for us here. So Dhruva Das and Kalindi Atipriya Devi Dasi, Nirkula and I today pray that all obstacles on your path to devotional service may melt. May you always have each other to inspire. May you set a good example for other devotees. And may you always be engaged in the service of Sri Harinam Prabhu. And may the holy names of Krishna bless your lives in amazing ways. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. We have, pardon me? Yes, yes. You may. Do either of you have any questions, or would you like to say anything?
I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Hare Kṛṣṇa, thank you so much for all these wonderful things you said and for these wonderful names. Maybe one of you can write them in the chat, the names?
Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you so much.
We can send you a copy on WhatsApp of your certificates.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
I'll get them out in the mail this week along with your beads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In my WhatsApp, please.
Okay.
And I wanted to say that if we are able to follow all these things you said, then it's your mercy and the mercy of the Parampara. Thank you very much.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. Karina, anything from you? I'm sorry, Kalindi Atipriya. Everyone gets three slips. That was my one.
I'm also overwhelmed. I'm very, very happy. Thank you for this great opportunity and thank you for accepting us in your family. I'm so grateful.
Thank you very much. We're very grateful to you too. And we love you both very much. And we wish you all the best and look forward to being in touch with you. Can you see your names in the chat?
Yes, I've copied them already. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Certificates will be coming shortly.
That's
Thank
so
you.
wonderful.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Harinam Prabhu, if you so desire, please bless and empower His Grace Dhruva Das and Kalindi Atipriya Devi Dasi, that they may always swim in the love of Sri Sri Radha Govinda, Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Sri Radha Gopinath. May they always hanker for the association of great devotees. May they always live in their hearts and minds in Sri Vrindavan Dham, Sri Jagannath Puri, and Sri Mayapur Dham. May they always relish hearing from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and all the Vaishnava scriptures. And may they always feel happy to be engaged in seva at your lotus feet. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer in whole or in part. Please say Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare
Hare
Kṛṣṇa.
Kṛṣṇa. Gaur Premanande.
Hare
Haribol. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.